Yo, what's happening, Bulls? Happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well. We have a big schedule today to cover. We got a lot of global markets, crypto markets, a lot of news, everything that you need to know to be updated, and professional grade technical analysis for free, just the way you like it. The first thing that we're going to look at, obviously, is the Trump and the tariffs. Things are bad. The markets are down. There's a lot of this side and that side, a lot of different, very different opinions, and we'll go through that across the spectrum. It's people thinking that Trump's two steps ahead, and then other people thinking that Trump's just full of shit and two steps back. So we're going to go through and we're going to talk about, discuss it, a couple of opinions, and we'll match the charts along with it so we can keep up with what the price action is doing. Are we bottoming? Are we close to bottoming? Is that even is there any potential for that at the moment? Because remember, you've got to remember, markets hate uncertainty. That is above all things. Market hate uncertainty. Like, remember that when things are uncertain, when people don't know what the next move is, people trying to decipher what's happening or what's going on politically, economically, globally, war, anything like that, any sort of uncertainty, markets react negatively every time. So keep that in mind. When there's narrative, certainty, euphoria, forward looking, that's when it pumps. And hope and expectations, that's when it pumps. And when there's uncertainty about what this orange motherfucker is going to do next, that's when it dumps. So that is something that is right happening right now. You are living through the Trump dump. And is the Trump dump really that bad? I don't know. But whether or not it is that bad, it's still going to be like this to hodl crypto, especially. Well, shitcoins can sometimes just stay like this the whole time, but it's not as straightforward as you'd hope and expect, especially if you buy the tops of markets. Even in Bitcoin, it can feel like this regardless. So what you need to understand is there's times when you can pay attention and times when you can sit back and relax and look away, depending on your strategy. If you want to, you know, accommodate for shorts, enjoy learning, trading, have fun, going up, going down, or even if you're investing and you're waiting for a bargain, looking for a bargain, DCAing, trying to buy the bottoms, trying to, dollar cost average, lower your entry prices and stuff like that. It just depends on your strategy, what suits you, what suits your lifestyle, how you feel and how you want to feel, and how your emotions can handle it all, because it is an emotional game when you put your hard-earned moolah when you put your hard-earned moolah behind it, and it can be very difficult psychologically for some people. Some people are cut out for it, some people are not. But it doesn't mean that you don't have to participate in the market whatsoever, even if you are not fit out for it, because you may be one of those people that can just put $50 into Bitcoin every week or $200 into Bitcoin every week and just don't even look at it. Check it once every couple of months. That might be you. Or you might have a high risk tolerance and you might like to learn a life skill and continue on with that. So it can be difficult to hodl, but just remember, if you are paying attention in these markets every single day, you're going to be there for all of this shit down here. All of this heavily well, yeah, how do you describe it? It's a fucking head fuck. Can be. So, but in saying that, let's look at the Bitcoin price right now. And this is it. Excuse the chart, but this is what it looks like when you are constantly changing your thesis, adapting to the market, and that's another thing that you really need to do if you're in these markets. Is you need to be a fence sitter. You need to be able to change your opinion on something, on a decision that you made yesterday. You need to be the quicker you can change and adapt to the reality of the new normal, the more success that you're going to have as a trader. You cannot, if you get attached to your thesis when things are clearly changing and proving your original thesis wrong, then if you hold on to your idea, then you are going to get what's the you know what I'm saying, eh? So the Bitcoin price is an interesting one. As you can see here, let's just explain a bit more to you. So just clear this up a little bit. You can see we've got a big, long, thick channel down here. So the price tried. Let's narrate it for you. This is something very important that you should definitely be paying attention to if you want some bullish hopium. Or if you're just interested in understanding price action whatsoever. So this is a 12-hour chart. One candle equals 12 hours. We're going to move out into the 1 day chart. So one candle equals 1 day here. One candle equals 1 day. So what happens right now is the price turns into a downtrend, clearly marked, like starts as a range, distribution range. Up here you can see majority of the price actions is going sideways within that what looks to be a box, a rectangular box. Then downtrend confirmed and initiated, bear flag, downtrend, bear flag, downtrend, and then what is an attempt at a higher low. So you've got a low, you've got a high, you've got a higher low. Now what's going on here is this downtrending channel. It attempted to increase its angle, so increase its parabolic angle, which is typically how trends end. So trends sort of start and then they get steeper and then they finish with a large spike. This goes either way, but it failed in there, especially with this big green candle right here. So that was proof of the failure, non-continuation of the parabolic trend increase. And now what you're seeing here is an attempt at a range. So trends either they range or they trend. Price action either ranges or it trends. And it's typically about 70% of the time it's actually just ranging. So if you learn how to trade ranges and identify ranges and identify when it's trending, you may have heard that like most of the gains in markets are made in like 1 month of the year or even less. Like it'll be like 22 days of the year Bitcoin was actually making its progress to the upside. So if you miss out on those 22 days, then you miss out on all the gains, and that is just proof of the trend being a far smaller portion of the overall price action. The overall price action, the majority of that is actually trending, ranging, and that looks like when you can drag a box. So you can drag a rectangular box like this. So just you see this big rectangular box that I've just dragged. And then you can basically fit nearly all of the price action within that little rectangular box. And that rectangular box is actually quite small. It's from 80K to 87K. So, just within 10%, 10% captures majority of the price action. I'd probably go ahead and say maybe 80 to 90% of all of the price action since the 26th of February. So over a month is just within this 10% of price. And that means we are now in a ranging market. Ranging markets, most of the time, after a large trending move, a ranging market then leads to a reversal. You may have seen like wick-off accumulation patterns. There's all sorts of different ones like double bottoms and triple bottoms and Adam and Eves and all that sort of stuff. Cup and handles are all sorts of bottoming formations, and they all seem to happen within a range most of the time. You'll see that like the first low will occur within the trending move, and then the second low or the base out of the accumulation will occur outside of these channels, and then there will be an attempt at the start of either accumulation and a reversal, or it'll be brewing up and gaining its spring loading for another equally large or roundabouts move, which nobody really wants to hear right now. But that is what happens. I mean, we can show there's countless examples. I can sit on these charts all the time. So what you need to know right now is Bitcoin is currently ranging and has been for like the last 6 weeks, I guess that is pretty much 6 weeks. Where's our little tool friend? Here we are, right there, date range. You can go from about here. So 5 weeks. So for the last 5 weeks, Bitcoin is in a range, okay? So there's a lot more of a chance of a reversal in a range than there is whilst mid-downtrend. So it's very good to remember we're in a range now, and you can still you can still make a lot of money trading ranges as well. We've actually been trading 30-minute time frames on Bitcoin, and we have cleaned up. In the Blockchain Bulls Discord, we've posted 4 of them, but we've done 5 trades. We've got 5 out of 5 of the directions right on the 30-minute time frame Bitcoin trading this range over the last month or two. We've actually doubled our count, which is very nice during these difficult times. But it's Bitcoin may be ranging, but it may be only Bitcoin.
And you think I have a choice? There is no fucking choice.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of people stuck holding their ETH bags for many reasons. You can be stuck in bags for a lot of reasons. Whether you don't want to take the loss or you still believe. I guess that's all pretty much all. Well, it's pretty much all about not taking the loss, really, even if you do still believe. And but a lot of people have a long-term investment thesis on Ethereum, and they're still happy with it, regardless of the piss poor price action. PPPA, triple PA, piss poor price action, and you can just see that in the chart. So see, on the other hand, Ethereum is not ranging. Ethereum is not ranging. I'm not able to drag a box. I mean, I could try to justify that, but as you can see, that's clearly a lower low, and I just wouldn't. I wouldn't. I'd be like, if this hadn't happened, if this price action was still in this, like making equal lows or higher lows, so equal lows or higher lows, I'd be like, yep. Ethereum, it feels like this sort of shit. I'd be like, yes, Ethereum is ranging also. But as you can see, it's clearly still in this channel, a channel which has increased its angle. And yeah, moving on from, I think we're going to have to move on from Ethereum. But yeah, Ethereum, Bitcoin is holding its ground. Just Ethereum, Bitcoin is holding its ground, sorry. And Ethereum, on the other hand, you just can't, what can I say? If you are lucky enough to have cash on the side, if you've taken profits, or if you just have a good income, or you've been stacking some cash, or you've had a nice balanced portfolio that included cash, and you are ready to buy the dip, Trader Main is saying to you right now, if you have money, the massive generational opportunity created by all this needs to be capitalized on. In 2008, when the rich were buying the dip, I was playing Halo and jerking off. Not going to miss my opportunity this go round. Yeah, he's probably well, I mean, that crisis and opportunity, they share a bed, don't they? Crisis and opportunity. So it depends how you look at that crisis, or how impacted you are by that crisis, and whether you can take an advantage of it. That's just no doubt about that. I mean, there's another thing that you can take advantage of, and that is probably the Solana price. So the Solana price is it's been channeling as well. You can see that. Bear flags, bear flag, bear flag, bear flag. And then it's escaped this channel, and it's grinding down. So things you can do with that is, obviously, these channels, they need to be you need to be able to adapt a channel. You need to be able to move it. See, this is where trend lines suck, is if you leave them. But regardless of that, excuse me, put that on silent. Regardless of that, man, Solana is still the same thesis that we've had this whole time. And what that is if Solana is above $125, you can stay bullish, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 times that it has bounced off this $125 mark after a day or two below it, or a couple of days below it. So it's been 1, 2, 3, 4 days below it, which is more than it has for the last literally 13 months. And this is something that you need to keep an eye on. Anything under this $125 mark for me is just mega bearish, fucked. And the next, you're looking at like sub 100 easily, like down to like 85, like moving into these sort of this price action area right there. So Solana, I mean, do you want to keep buying the downtrend? Probably not. You just sort of need confirmation, and that confirmation lives really truly lives like around above that $125 mark. So once buying it, you need to see the strength, you need to see it hold that $125 mark, and then no matter how much you how much confidence you have in the confirmation, then that depends on how much you want to get involved in Solana as well. There's a good question for a poll here. Which all-time high gets breached next? Current S&P 500 price, current gold price, current Bitcoin price, current Ethereum price, and then you can see the all-time highs. So that is like 20%, and that is like less than 5%, I think. And that's probably like 30%, and then that's like fucking 100%. So I clicked gold all-time high. As you can see, that's a hell of a lot easier for gold to just boop back up. But like I've been saying, since obviously this top here where we drew the line, I'm just expecting gold to just range out and digest that move right now, which is which is nothing short of amazing, really punching up from 2.5K to 3.1 so easily on gold. So that's fantastic for gold holders. That's a big move. Like, what are we looking at from the lows of this range? It's like 20-something%. This is like that's a big move on gold, isn't it? You know that. I know that. So it's got to digest the move, and it's not bad that it slows down and hangs around for a little bit. That's fine. Everything else is pretty much eating shit, and for gold to just chill, go sideways for a bit, you can't really argue with that after the performance that it's had. The S&P 500, on the other hand, the American stock market top 500 stocks, we had a larger drop than this just 3 years ago, and nobody was jumping out of windows. The media is feeding you all your thoughts and worries. The S&P 500 was priced at 23 times earnings a month ago, which was nearly as high as it was during dot-com bubble. Chill out and let the dust settle. This happens all the time. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. The S&P 500 was high. Went down 33% on COVID. Went down 26% during one part of Biden's fucking clown show. And so far, minus 16. I believe it's actually a bit lower now, but minus 16, probably minus 18% under Trump, maybe even a little bit lower. So these pullbacks are definitely where the rich get richer if you are positioned well enough. Let's just flick over to the chart and have a look, and you can see, yikes, you can see that it has not done that yet. Just bear flagged and continued down. So that's very grim. That is that's sort of the headline that you've been seeing probably everywhere about Trump tanking the markets. So the thing that we showed first up. I guess we've got a second high now that we can sort of draw a line off. But where this joins up to, is anyone's guess. Really, it's probably up here. It probably would bottom. You'll catch it bouncing up when the week starts, but it's going to be a very, very dirty, ugly. You can't see a nice tight little poontang, nice tight little channel here anymore. It's literally just gone fully vertical to the downside. So we'll have to see. There's no point trying to guess when the bottom would be on this. You can just look for some supports and stuff. It's pretty much hitting these prior lows at the moment. It's looking very grim. You just got to sort of see. We need to see a couple more candles. I mean, what can you say when you see that? It's just like, okay, well, how long's a piece of string? Is this going to just continue down, or what? Like, where do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you. You see like knots and stuff. You see sort of price action, shit like this. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, well, not here. I mean, there's a resistance box there, and you can see a bit of a fucking, it's previous price support there, but it's just a big trend. Like, there's not a hell of a lot. See, we got this knot here. We drew that, and you can drag this along clearly up prior 2021 all-time highs. So maybe something like that. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good bottoming area, 4.7, something like that. So we'll keep that there, and most likely. But this could reverse any time, and it can just keep going down. We're not going to try and guess the market there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's in free fall. One interesting thing about it, though, was that when $3.25 trillion was wiped out of the stock market yesterday, that big red candle that we just seen, 5.4 billion was actually added to the crypto market. So this was the stock market getting wrecked, And this was actually the crypto market going up on the same day. Can you believe that? The decorrelation? Thumbs up. We like that. Love to see it. We'll allow it. How tariffs works at the moment. The Canadians are having fun, huh? Boomers watching crypto pump, yeah. So let's have a look. Yeah, all that sort of shit. So we'll just pray that correlation continues for as long as the dump continues. But these stock market pussies, they've got to be the softest, whiniest group of pussies that have ever roamed this God's green earth. 10% down and they're acting like a nuke hit their lawn. Pathetic. They don't know, bro. They don't know they haven't seen what we've seen clearly. They don't know what it's like. They don't get it. Everyone's actually, I'll tell you one category full of people that can be pretty complaintless at this current time, and that is actually XRP holders. XRP holders are just sitting on bottom range resistance for the 1th, 12th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th time. So you know exactly what it's like to sit around the $2 mark. And you're probably comfortable here. Can't complain about that. Let's look at our friend King of the Memes. A lot of people think that it's had its time and it's over and done. Is it still in this big channel? Yes, it is. It's just downtrending. That was a massive bull trap hitting up to 20 cents there. Huge bull trap. You can see what bull traps are like, can't you? You can see how you've got like a... so you got a little range here. Pop, 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 comes down. Bull flags, bear flags up a little bit. Massive green run outside of the channel, chases all the stop losses for all the shorts are above here. Clearly couldn't reach it, but tried, and then just a clear bull trap. So wrecked. Dogecoin still looking shite, but as you can see here, we can definitely put this a lot more into the ranging price action category. So if we disregard this bull trap, and we talk about a ranging price action here, it's just until it's below here, it's still just classed as ranging price action now. So the trend is continuing. Trend takes priority clearly, but there is a chance for this to turn into a range at the moment, because obviously the price action is going a lot more sideways. Here's something that's very interesting, and that is the GOAT has spoken. No crying in the casino, boys. Let's have a watch of what Warren Buffett has to say. It's quite insightful, actually.
A lot of investors are told, retail investors are told, that they should have a certain percent of their portfolio in bonds. Maybe they're told 60-40, maybe they're told 70-30 stock. Retail investors are told that they should have a certain percent of their portfolio in bonds. Maybe they're told 60-40, maybe they're told 70-30 stocks to bonds. That's something that you should do, and that's the safe way of doing it. What are they missing?
Some people should not own stocks at all because they just get too upset with price fluctuations. If you're going to do dumb things because a stock goes down, you shouldn't own a stock at all. No, I mean,
what are dumb things? Selling a stock?
Yeah, selling a stock because it goes down. I mean, if you buy your house at $20,000 and somebody comes along the next day and says, "I'll pay you 15," you don't sell it because the quote's 15. You look at the house or whatever it may be. But some people are not actually emotionally or psychologically fit to own stocks. But I think more of them would be if you get educated on what you're really buying, which is part of a business. And the longer you hold stocks, the less risky they become. Whereas the longer the maturity of a bond, the more risky it becomes.
Did you catch that shit? He's like, if somebody comes up and tries to buy your house for $20,000, and then they offer you 15, you pay 20,000, they offer you 15. Bro's living in the 60s still. I bet you he's used that example. I bet you he's used that example for like fucking 60 years. He's just been, it's like, bro, clearly just like living in make believe land, driving his little whatever Honda Accord every day, or whatever he reckons he's driving. China has imposed 34% reciprocal tariffs on US goods, and stock markets have dropped now to 11-month lows. However, Bitcoin and altcoins have actually stayed relatively unharmed. The crowd has shown a slight bearish bias ever since Trump's tariffs were announced, but the resilience being shown by cryptocurrencies towards this news remains a positive sign for if and when global resolutions are met. Thumbs up. So China's tariff retaliation on the US wreaks havoc on global stock markets, but cryptocurrencies remain isolated, which is what we were talking about earlier. And it's, yeah, like it's almost a fucking... it's almost a fucking anomaly, isn't it? Realistically, it's almost an anomaly. What else have we got to wrap this up? We've got a little bit more, and then it's 25 minutes, so we'll pack her up. But Mark Cuban said prices are going to increase due to tariffs. So this is American, in America, but it could be, I guess maybe if we're in Australia, it could be relevant for potentially like American imports. It's not a bad idea to go to the local Walmart or big box retailer and buy lots of consumables now. From toothpaste to soap, anything you can find storage space for, buy before they have to replenish inventory. Even if it's made in the USA, they would jack up the price and blame it on tariffs. I could definitely see them doing that as well. Something interesting, especially for any American viewers. Breaking. Trump says this would be a perfect time for Powell to cut interest rates. So that's obviously what he wants. I mean, Trump understands markets. He says he's not looking at markets right now. He wants the market to go up, and clearly that happens when global liquidity increases and interest rates go down. We've seen that even in your lifetime. I'm sure that you've seen that. So we will see. Trump has 3.5 years left. There's a lot of time for pumping and dumping. So we'll see. The question is how much longer dumping, and then when pumping, because fuck me, it's shit for business. Let's look at our friend of the channel, Crypto Face. Good, funny, long YouTube lives where he makes a couple $1 million trades, and he puts me to sleep comfortably. Bottoms in, folks. So many mid to higher time frames looking good. Support held during today's dump. Bottom is in, boys and girls. Let's hit some of these shit, and we'll save this, bookmark it. See how right he is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do for today. I hope you have enjoyed catching up on the markets with us, and we'll see you on the next one, which will be very, very soon, probably tomorrow or Monday. See you, Monday.